On this week's program, a popular event that takes place early each year is going virtual. We'll talk with one of the coordinators, Holly Higgins. We'll also have features from the Kansas Soybean Commission, Kansas Department of Agriculture, and Kansas Grain Sorghum, plus our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association and market information from Pinion. I'm Ken Rahjes. This is Authentic Ag.
Brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers, Kansas Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farm and ranch families since 1919, KFB.org, and the Kansas Wheat Commission, lending in the adoption of profitable innovations from wheat, online at kswheat.com.
In agriculture news from agview.net, China's soybean imports are expected to be record high, according to Reuters. The nation is expected to import more than 100 million metric tons of soybeans in 2020 as the nation looks to rebuild its hog herd, boosting demand for protein. An executive with China's state-owned grain trader COFCO said the country is expected to crush 92.6 million metric tons of soybeans this year. The record follows declines in demand stemming from African swine fever, which decimated China's hog population. Chinese officials claim the country's hog herd has recovered to more than 90% of normal levels, though that data has some analysts a bit skeptical. Still, China expects the demand for protein, specifically soybeans for animal feed, to remain strong into the first quarter of 2021. Well, Joe Biden has filled several more key positions for his administration. Former South Bend, Indiana mayor and 2020 presidential contender Pete Buttigieg has been selected to lead the Department of Transportation. Representative Deb Haaland has been tapped to lead the Department of Interior. Now, she's confirmed she is a citizen of the Pueblo of Laguna tribe, the first ever Native American cabinet secretary. Former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm will lead the Department of Energy, and former EPA head Gina McCarthy will serve as the Domestic Climate Policy Chief. Now, McCarthy served as EPA's air chief back in the Obama first term and as EPA administrator in the second. While there, she oversaw development of a suite of climate regulations targeting greenhouse gases from cars and trucks and power plants and oil and gas producers as well as landfills. Michael Regan, North Carolina's top environmental regulator, is scheduled to lead the Environmental Protection Agency. And the holidays are a perfect time to turn the pandemic baking projects into entries for the 2021 National Festival of Breads. This event is going virtual as well next year, further expanding the opportunity to compete in the premier yeast bread baking contest for youth and adults. Winners will receive cash prizes and baking bundles from the event sponsors, Kansas Wheat, King Arthur Baking Company, and Red Star Yeast. The official rules and regulations are now online, nationalfestivalofbreads.com. Now, entries for the National Festival of Breads must be an original yeast bread recipe and must use a Red Star yeast product as a leavening agent, and 75% or more of the total flour for the recipe must be King Arthur unbleached wheat flour. A variety of both branded products are eligible for use in the competition, and the contest as well is split between those two divisions, adult and youth, and subcategories in each. Again, you find more information online, nationalfestivalofbreads.com. More on these and other ag news stories at agview.net. Stay with us.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
KLA members elected Jerry Kuckelman, a cattle feeder from Manhattan, as president during the group's annual business meeting December 17th. Oskaloosa rancher Phil Perry was chosen as KLA president-elect. Kuckelman is the president and chief executive officer of Innovative Livestock Services, which consists of 8 feed yards in central Kansas and south central Nebraska and an extensive farming operation. He began his career as a cattle buyer for IBP, then transitioned into feed yard management, where he spent 27 years, with most of that time as manager of Fairley Feed Yard in Scott City. He and his wife Linda have 3 grown daughters and 1 grandchild. Kuckelman serves on the KLA Executive Committee and the KLA Board of Directors. He is a member of the KLA Risk Management Services Safety Committee and was chairman of the KLA Cattle Feeders Council in 2017. He also represents KLA on the NCBA Board of Directors. In addition, he currently is a member of the Livestock and Meat Industry Council. Phil Perry has been involved in the cattle industry for more than 40 years. He and his wife Rhonda own a cow-calf operation and custom preconditioning business. The couple has 2 grown children and 11 grandchildren. Perry currently serves on the KLA Board of Directors and the Jefferson County KLA Committee. He was chairman of the KLA Stock Growers Council in 2014. Additionally, he is a member of the Kansas Beef Council Executive Committee and represents Kansas on the Cattlemen's Beef Board.
Welcome to the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in my hometown of Oakley, Kansas. We're the front door of Western Kansas, located on 3 main highways, I-70, US 83, and US 40. And all those roads lead to history, beautiful scenery, and adventure, no matter which direction you go. We now have an IHOP. That brand that you've trusted up and down the road in all your travels is staffed with local folks, real people just like you and me, and we're waiting on you to join us. So for fun, adventure, fuel up, fuel your body, and let's have some fun.
And joining us is Holly Higgins, who is with Women Managing the Farm, and we're going to talk about this annual event that is, like many now, has gone virtual. So, hi, Holly.
Hi, good morning, Ken. How are you?
Well, doing well. Let's get into this conference. You've been involved since the inception, now for several years, and like a lot of events, this has now gone virtual, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a very good event.
Extremely. We've been working on it very hard. We decided, like everyone else, we had to make this decision months ago about whether to go virtual. We started this in 2005. We have people that attend every year, and then every year we get new attendees, and we're hoping with this virtual conference that we'll even have more attendees, because they can sit in their living rooms or even sit in their offices and take part of it, take in part of it. The dates are February 10th, 11th, and 12th. And the 10th and 11th, they are afternoon sessions. The morning of the 12th is a morning session.
And boy, a lot of different topics. I know over the years, just kind of watching as it has developed, you bring some pretty well-known speakers and to talk about a variety of topics that are very timely. As we know, times in production agriculture right now have brought a myriad of challenges.
Right. So every one of those 3 sessions will have a keynote speaker. Naomi Bloom is a senior market analyst for Total Farm Marketing, and she will, of course, be talking about marketing. Matt Rush, if you're familiar with Matt Rush, he's a motivational speaker, but he's going to be talking about planting the seeds of greatness. And then Mary Kay Thatcher, who used to be with American Farm Bureau Federation, is now the senior lead in governmental relations for Syngenta. She's going to be talking about what's going on with the government.
Well, sounds like a great event. We're going to let folks know right now how to register as well. We'll do that at the end of our interview, but and they can also find more information. So give us that website of the best way to get registered.
Okay, it's just www.womenmanagingthefarm.com. They can also find information on Facebook page, pretty much the same thing. And it's also on Instagram and Twitter. And then, there'll also be workshops. So when you'll have your main speaker, your keynoter, and then there'll be workshops on everything from crop insurance, mental health, product management, marketing, finances, estate planning, and then, when we say and more, because you never know what's going to come up. There's also going to be something this year that will make a difference, which is called a resource library. There will be pre-recorded educational sessions in the resource library, and then they will have access to that. So let's say there's a certain day that they cannot participate. They'll have access for that for about 30 days after the event. They can go back and listen to all these speakers and attend these wonderful workshops.
Holly Higgins, one of the coordinators for the annual Women Managing the Farm Conference coming up in February. Let's take a break. We'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.
Highways 40, 83, and I-70 come together right here in Oakley. Roads that lead to businesses, to magnificent rock formations, to scenic vistas, to places where legends were made. Roads that lead us home. Discover Oakley, the gateway to western Kansas.
Our guest is Holly Higgins, who is one of the co-coordinators for the annual Women Managing the Farm coming up in February virtually this year. And Holly, we talked to folks about how they can register, and let's talk about the fee, which is very reasonable, and what they can get by registering.
Okay, so the registration fee this year is $50. That will have them, will have 30 days of access to all this information. They will have the keynoters, the workshops. Also, for the first 100 people that register, all of the sponsors are putting items in a swag box. And so the first 100 people will get that mailed out to them. It will probably be after the event. And then also sponsors are having the opportunity to offer door prizes. So throughout this time, their names will be drawn, and then the sponsors will mail them, but each one of those items will have at least a $50 value. We're just trying to promote value, and we want our people, the women that participate in this, to find value in this in a lot of different ways.
When it's held in Manhattan the last few years, it's been a big, well attended, about 300, and so it's going to be interesting how another one of these virtual events happens with the interaction with everybody. But Holly, I want to kind of take just a little bit back and talk about how we've got to where we are now in 2021 and your involvement since the beginning. How did you get involved, and why do you stay involved with the Women Managing the Farm Conference?
Well, I got involved through Kansas Farm Bureau. I'm a staff member. And then we started this in 2005. When we started, we conducted these programs in 4 different locations. And that was great, except for what we kind of heard from our speakers is that asking them to go 4 different locations wasn't always great for their schedule. So we went to one day, one big event. We've had them everywhere from Wichita to Hutchinson. And then we moved it to Manhattan to our conference center, which we would have, we had already had it pre-scheduled here, but of course the events of COVID, made us rethink that. We probably will go back to that next year, depending on how things go, of course. But like a lot of organizations, this has given us an opportunity to relook at things. And so that while we'll probably still, have the face-to-face, because everybody loves face-to-face, people in agriculture like to get together and talk and compare notes. We'll also probably, always offer maybe a virtual, an option so that people that aren't able to attend, because it seems like in agriculture, it's really hard to find a great time when everybody's free. So, but maybe those that can attend can still get on virtually and still make friends. One of the biggest blessings to me of this event, and you asked me why I stay involved because I believe in it. Having a lot of times women get together and they talk about things that aren't available anywhere else, so they'll learn their professional side of things, but they also get to spend time chatting in the hallway about how they do things on their operations. They make connections. There are people that have formed friendships from across the state. And we usually have a few from outside states come in also. So it's just a wonderful time. We're all going to really miss seeing each other in person, but that's happened this whole year. We'll look forward to next year.
February 10th, 11th, and 12th, the annual Women Managing the Farm Conference. And you just go online.
www.womenmanagingthefarm.com. Yes.
All right. And you can do that and to get registered for a nominal fee, but lots of things. So, Holly, again, we appreciate giving us the update of what's going on, and we look forward to hearing good reports from this year's conference.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time, Ken.
Holly Higgins, one of the coordinators for the annual Women Managing the Farm Conference coming up early February, virtually in 2021. Stay with us, more in a moment.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Though light-duty diesel use has slowed down this year, heavy-duty diesel usage has seen relatively little change, and that's where biodiesel does its best work. A recent national survey shows that Americans support the work that biodiesel is doing to create a better, cleaner future. The survey, which was conducted by More Information Group on behalf of the National Biodiesel Board, measured awareness of and attitudes toward biodiesel and other renewable diesels. Higher awareness of biodiesel and renewable diesels correlated with positive opinions of these fuels. 73% of respondents who were familiar with biodiesel felt positively about it, while only 4% felt negatively. The number one benefit of biodiesel, per the respondents, is how it positively impacts the environment. Respondents also praised biodiesel for its role in job creation and diverse selection of feedstocks, being domestically produced, and for being an available solution now. The latest advertising campaign, led by the National Biodiesel Board, focused on these aspects to show key audiences that biodiesel is a better, cleaner solution that's available now. The National Biodiesel Board continues to expand its marketing efforts, and it's paying big returns for farmers. Visit www.biodiesel.org for more.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need. From prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
I'm Bob Swartz, and I've devoted the last 43 years to helping Kansans reach their retirement goals and to protect the family farm. At Bob Swartz Financial, we believe everyone should be able to live the retirement they've always dreamed of. Our team of professionals can help you create an efficient strategy using a variety of investment vehicles to help you address your financial needs and your concerns. Bob Swartz Financial values commitment and transparency.
As As we all know, 2020 has been an unusual year, to say the least. But as this memorable year comes to a close, all of us at the Kansas Department of Agriculture want to extend our gratitude to all of you across the state of Kansas who have persevered throughout the year and once again have shown why agriculture remains the state's largest industry, employer, and economic driver. We've always known that agriculture means hard work done every single day of the year by thousands of people involved in ag production in all corners of Kansas. And we are proud to serve you and to advocate for you. This year, the essential work that you do to keep the food supply chain moving was made even more visible here in Kansas and throughout the nation and the world. You continued to care for animals, plant and harvest crops, and process, transport, and deliver meat and other food products. You added plexiglass barriers in your businesses, you expanded your online capabilities, you added food delivery options, and you reached out to consumers to sell directly to them in their homes. You changed the way you do business, learning how to hold meetings and conferences online, and you did all this while helping your staff stay safe and healthy and supporting your employees, neighbors, and family who are pivoting to work from home when necessary due to quarantines or school kids at home. In August, during our annual Ag Growth Summit, which, like many things, was held as a virtual event this year, we took some time to recognize Ag Heroes, members of the Kansas agriculture family who went above and beyond to help in their communities. But we know that there are thousands of you who were Ag Heroes this year. So for all you have done for the state and for the agriculture industry in 2020, the Kansas Department of Agriculture says thank you.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
This year, the Sorghum Checkoff has continued to innovate the way foreign customers experience sorghum farmers' crops in the field through a high-tech crop showcase. Adapting to the times, the Sorghum Checkoff has created virtual reality crop tours, enabling foreign buyers to experience sorghum fields in Kansas through VR. Simply by using a smartphone, users get a 360-degree view of sorghum quality around harvest time, as well as a personable view of the sorghum farmers in our state. To view the tour for yourself, simply head over to the Sorghum Checkoff's YouTube page. And as this year's sorghum harvest hits the books, growers have been hitting big yields, which is a great opportunity to enter the National Sorghum Producers Annual Yield Contest and see how you stack up. NSP started their annual yield contest to ultimately educate producers on new management techniques as we continue to look to the future of the crop. Today, the yield contest provides sorghum farmers with the opportunity to showcase their sorghum crop and compete with farmers across the sorghum belt, which runs from South Dakota to South Texas and a whole lot in Kansas. This contest also allows the industry to recognize some of the best growers throughout the country, helping farmers to grow and learn from one another. More information on that can be found at sorghumgrowers.com. And as we head into the cold season, be sure to look through our own calendar for important dates and upcoming winter events near you by visiting ksgrainsorghum.org. While you browse updates there, don't miss the latest episodes of the Sorghum State Podcast, featuring industry leaders, public servants, and Kansas sorghum farmers themselves. For Kansas Grain Sorghum, this is Adam York.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know-to-Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and LibertyLink that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
And typically we see pretty lackluster markets around the holidays, but like a lot of other things this year, we're far from normal. With COVID, politics, and stimulus headlines floating, there's more than plenty to keep the markets on its toes. Over in the ag space, bulls continue to get the news that they want, as we see all the grains either at or knocking on the door of multi-year highs. Soybeans are able to crack the $12 mark. This brought a new round of technical buying and ran stops to help add another $1 in a little over a week. As we sit now, 13 has a target on its back. If we can get through that mark, we open up the door to a lot more white space above. Of course, beans have had the spotlight all fall, but corn's beginning to puff its chest out more and more. We've been flirting with the 450 mark, and the 2019 preventive planting high isn't too far out of reach now either. And let's not forget about our friendly wheat. It really hasn't had a story of itself. It's been a faller for the most part, but we're beginning to see more fund interest as we are knocking on the door of some key technical resistance. If we can break these levels, we could see funds grow their long position of wheat, because no one likes to be late to the party. This Black Swan event this year has opened a lot of eyes. Sure, it's been frustrating at times. You sell grain for all the right reasons just to have the market continue to tick higher. But this demand-driven market and massive fund buying could open the door to higher prices in the future. Could the sentiment in the commodity market start to go from a bear market like we've seen for the last 6 years, where instead of trying to protect the downside and not miss out on profitable levels, now we're trying to protect the upside and not miss out on the rally? Of course, no one knows what next harvest will bring, let alone next week. But it will be important moving forward that you put yourself in a position to win, whether the market continues higher or we have a setback. If you have questions, give us a call here at 888-452-8751. I'm Zach Gotot. Have a great day.
Well, that's our show this week. Wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands frequently. If you're not feeling well, please stay home. Let's be Kansas smart and Kansas strong. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ken Rahjes. We'll see you next time on Authentic Ag.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm, so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well on their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.